Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and today is America's birthday. Happy 4th of July, Independence Day. What better way than cracking open Magic the Gathering on America's birthday? I have in front of me a pre-release kit for Streets of New Capenna. I'm going to go ahead and crack open the packs and then show you what deck I would have built if I was attending the pre-release that happened a little over a month or so ago. Let's get to cracking open this pre-release kit. I decided to choose the Brokers. It seems like it's the family that does a lot of winning in draft. I'm not sure how it would do in sealed. I'm kind of digging the new pre-release kits. You get some punch-out tokens, cool little decals of the Brokers. And there's an inside art. I'm not going to deconstruct it right now. I'm going to leave it as is. I want to get into cracking these packs. So I've got the Broker's kit. I don't want to spoil the promo card. I'm not very familiar with the construction of the pre-release kit. And if the promo card, I think, is part of the pack down there. A nice divider featuring the Brokers. And the smaller spin down die. I've kind of grown to be a fan of the bigger spin down die that comes in the bundles. Let's get a 14, 19. Start off with the packs. I'm going to do something like this. Split them up. Put those three right there. These right here. Maybe put this in the background. Maybe off to the side. All right, time to get to cracking packs. So tell me how your pre-release went. Did you do really well? I wasn't able to attend the pre-release this year for Streets of New Capenna, but I'm hoping to do it for the upcoming Dominaria sets. First pack, we'll kind of go through the commons, and then after that, speed it up. Start off with Demon's Duel, Expendable Lackey, Boon of Safety, Antagonize, Social Climber, Join the Maestros, Jewel Thief, and Draft, such a broken card, Snooping Newsy, Midnight Assassin, Body Dropper. Now we're to the uncommons. Get that little piece of wrapper out of the way. Cleanup Crew, Corpse Appraiser, Suspicious Bookcase, and the first rare, Awesome, is a land. I think these cycling lands are going to take off in value just like the Triomes in Ikoria. In fact, I'm going to call these Triomes, the Triomes of Streets of New Capenna. This particular one is for Cabaretti, so red, green, and white. And then a Swamp and an Angel token. Kind of put those up there off to the side. All right. Got a land for some fixing. It's not a Broker's land. It's a Cabaretti land, but it's got two of the Broker colors, so it could be helpful. Oh, keep getting a little piece of the wrapper that gets left behind. All right, move a little faster through these. Celebrity Fencer, strong common in white. I really am digging the showcase version of the cards in Brokers. I think they're very well done. Nightclubber. Had a lot of fun with this in draft. I was playing one of my friends who was doing Brokers and a bunch of tokens. Put down Nightclubber and wiped out all of his 1/1 Elf Citizen tokens. Showcase of Cabaretti Charm. Angelic Overseer is the final uncommon. Oh my word. 2 Triomes in 2 packs. This one is Ziator's Proving Ground, so it's for the Riveteers. It's the borderless version. Well, I'm getting some value out of these packs, and unfortunately only has one of the colors I need to cast Broker cards, but I'm not going to complain pulling a pretty cool card like that. Foil Art Plains, and one of the Punch-Out token cards. +1/+1 counters and shield counters. Okay. I think I'll save this spot right here for if I happen to pull a foil card. move these over just a little bit so I've got some space to put a foil card down there. Okay, now that I've organized my packs, less OCD-ish, let's get to the third draft pack. Let's again get through the commons pretty quickly. Big score. I don't know what to think of the cycle of these cards. They're cool if you need color fixing, but in a lot of ways they don't give you additional mana to ramp. But at least by the time you get to turn 5, you can get this creature out. Okay, the second MVP common, aside from Jewel Thief in green, Inspiring Overseer, All-Star in white. First uncommon is Illuminator Virtuoso, Rob the Archives, Ballroom Brawlers, getting a lot of white uncommons, which helps out in brokers, and Endless Detour. All right, so that's a broker's card. Instant, the owner of target spell, non-land permanent, or card in a graveyard puts it on top or bottom of their library. So something to set your opponent back a turn, or get something you need out of your graveyard and get it on top of your library to draw it for your next turn. And a foil, Gold Hound. Some people were down on this card. I liked it. It helped with mana fixing. And then a forest and an Ogre Warrior token. Okay. All right, halfway through. Not really cashing in on brokers cards, but a couple of cool lands thus far. Gathering Throng, a good draft card if you can gobble up a whole bunch of them. Sealed, probably a little more difficult to get multiple copies. Murder, so fitting for the theme of Streets of New Capenna. Silver Servant did a lot of work in the brokers decks. First uncommon is Venom Connoisseur, so getting more of those uncommons in broker colors. Torch Breath, Out of the Way, and Devilish Valet. 3 mana, 1/3. Devil Warrior has Trample and Haste. Alliance, whenever another creature enters the battlefield, Devilish Valet gets double strike. Not quite in the colors I'm looking for, but if I wanted to splash, I've got 2 Triome lands in Streets of New Capenna that can help me out. Okay, final draft pack and then into the seeded pack for brokers. Most Wanted. A lot of cool card names and flavor text that match with kind of the Mafia sort of feel. Syndicate Infiltrator is the first uncommon. Slip out the back. Forge Boss, and final rare out of the draft packs. Awesome, a Mythic. Seems like this pre-release kit's pushing me toward Cabaretti. Jetmir Nexus of Revels, 4 mana, 5/4. Cat Demon. Creatures I control get +1/+0 and have Vigilance as long as I control 3 or more creatures. Creatures I control also get +1/+0 and have Trample as long as I control 6 more creatures. Creatures you control also get +1/+1 and have Double Strike as long as you control 9 or more creatures. Definitely in a token deck, Jetmir can do quite a bit of work. So I'm pretty happy to get a Mythic out of the pre-release kit. Full Art Plains and a Citizen token. Okay, down to the seeded pack. Not sure exactly where the rare is in these seeded packs. That looks like a common on front, so we'll start from that point forward. Spire's Adjudicators. Broker's Hideout. I'm a little torn on these cards. I know that it allows you to go and grab one of the basic lands you need, but it doesn't necessarily add mana or ramp you. Getting 1 life out of the deal is okay, but I didn't find them to be awesome in draft. They were useful, especially if you had maybe one of them. and you were light on a third color. All-Star common. Nice pull. Now if only I could get a Jeweled Thief, this seeded pack would be really awesome. First uncommon is Refuse to Yield. Not the uncommon I'm looking for. Second, Swooping Protector. Okay, not bad. The shield counter really comes in handy. 4 mana is a bit much, but in draft, it's okay. Disciplined Duelist. I think this is a pretty strong uncommon in Brokers, and it does a lot of work, especially with a shield counter in place. And Depopulate. So a board wipe, something I don't think I really want to play in Brokers. I think Obscura would use this a little bit more in a controlling sort of deck. And what did I get for the promo? Scheming Fence. Not very useful in draft or in sealed. Not too many creatures in the set have activated abilities, but I can see this being stronger in other formats. And then a treasure token. Okay, those are my pulls in the pack. Give me a few minutes. I'll be back with what sort of deck I would have constructed if I was opening and playing this during a pre-release. Okay, I'm back. This would be the deck I would build on pre-release. Brokers just didn't work out. The blue cards that I pulled out of the pre-release, including the seeded pack, simply didn't have enough power level to them. It seemed like as I was opening the cards, it was really pushing me in the direction of Cabaretti. So that's what I decided to do. My mana curve, I think, is done pretty well. I've got 5 creatures at 2 mana. Illuminator Virtuoso has double strike. Venom Connoisseur has Alliance. If I play another creature, it gets Death Touch. If I play 2 creatures in the turn, all my creatures get Death Touch. Riveteer's Initiate, I can pay mana, give it Death Touch. Backdrop's nice because it comes in and gives another creature +1/+1 counter. And Jetmir's Fixer, if I have treasures to crack, it can get bigger with +1/+1 counters. The 3-drop slot I think is pretty powerful as well. I've got 3 of the All-Star cards. 2 Inspiring Overseers, 2 1-flyers, enter the battlefield, give me 1 life and a card. Jewel Thief enters the battlefield as a 3/3 Trampler at common and gives me treasure. Devilish Valet, if I can get counters on it, make it bigger. It's got trample and it gets double strike with Alliance when another creature enters the battlefield. Exhibition Magician either gives me a 1/1 creature or a treasure token. In the middle of my curve, I have a 4 mana Swooping Protector, 2/1 flyer with flash. It enters the battlefield with a shield counter, so very useful in surprise blocks. Celebrity Fencer, another common all-star, has Alliance for every creature that enters the battlefield. It gets a +1/+1 counter, so it can grow bigger. Ballroom Brawlers isn't quite an aggressive creature, but at 3/5, when it attacks, another creature attacking with it gets lifelink. Wrecking Crew, in my opinion, is one of the better red commons. 4/5 with Reach pretty much stops any flyer that my opponent has. In my kind of bombish range, I have Cleanup Crew, 6 mana, 6/6, enters, has a few tricks it can do. Rock's Pummeler comes with a shield counter. Angelic Observer is a little expensive as a flyer, but if I have Citizens, it reduces the cost, so it could pan out. The big bad card is Jetmir, so the more creatures I can get out, the more it adds to what I'm trying to do. In the spells, I'm going a little light because I really want to focus on creatures. Ready to Rumble, 5 damage to any creature, Planeswalker. So in this format, it pretty much takes out any creature, although it is sorcery speed. Torch Breath, dump mana into it, can't be countered, deals X damage to a creature. Kill Shot, I love it. Nice defensive card. If I go all in or I attack and don't have a blocker, I can take care of one of my opponent's attackers on their turn. Revelation of Power, I like in this deck. For 2 mana, it gives +2/+2, which isn't great. But if I have a creature with a counter on it, now I've got lifelink and flying. Boon of Safety, I like as a protection spell. Play it on one of my creatures, give him a shield counter. And Cabaretti Charm, I think in this case, I would more likely use it either to get more creatures out. It can give all my creatures +1/+1 and trample, which can be game ending. And if I need it, it can deal damage to a creature or a planeswalker my opponent controls, equal number to the creatures I have out. Depending upon the matchup, I've got 3 other cards I could board in for spells. For the Family is a good combat trick for a single green mana. Either going to give my creature a +2/+2, or if I've got the right scenario, +4/+4. Daring Escape is great, gives my creature +1/+0. And First Strike And then Broken Wings, an opponent that's maybe overloaded with flyers. Land-wise, I think I'm set up pretty well. I have a Zeotora's Proving Ground that gives me either red or green, and if I don't need it for whatever reason, 3 generic mana and I can cycle it. Jetmir's Garden, perfect Cabaretti land, gives me all 3 colors. And then I have a Cabaretti Courtyard that I can pitch to go get maybe that 3rd color I need. This will be a 41 card special. I like playing 24 creatures and spells and 17 land. Anyway, this is my pre-release deck that I would have played if I was attending an event about a month and a half ago when it came out. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, please like, subscribe, and share. Take some time in the comments to share with me your opinion on this pre-release kit and the deck that I've built. Until next time, when I'm back to crack some more Magic the Gathering.